I will be reading you a ChatGPT story named The Tunnels Beneath the City. In the summer of 2022, a group of amateur paranormal investigators set their sight on the forgotten underworld of San Francisco. Their goal? To explore the rumored tunnels beneath the city. These tunnels, originally built in the 1800s, had long been sealed off, remnants of an era of smuggling, opium dens, and human trafficking during the Golden Rush days. Legend claimed that the tunnels were haunted, but for years they were left undisturbed. That changed when a viral Reddit post surfaced, claiming the manhole near Chinatown had been opened. The post came with a grainy footage of a shadowy figure moving within. The investigators, led by James and his girlfriend, Erica, couldn't resist the temptation. Their YouTube channel, Urban Haunts, had gained a modest following, and this was the kind of content that could make them blow up. It was the perfect urban legend. Late one night in July, armed with flashlights, a spirit box, cameras, and basic climbing gear, the group of 5, James, Erica, their friend Marcus, and 2 other paranormal enthusiasts, headed out. They pried open the same rusted manhole cover mentioned on the Reddit. A wave of musty air hit them as they peered down into the blackness below. The tunnel felt like stepping into another time. Narrow stone passageways, damp walls, and the faint sound of water dripping somewhere deeper inside. Their equipment beeped occasionally, picking up small energy fluctuations. Nothing unusual. Yet. The further they ventured, the more they noticed odd things. First, it was just the markings on the wall. At first glance, the faded symbols looked like graffiti. But Erica, who was obsessed with old languages and occult symbols, said that they were different. Something ancient. Something wrong. James brushed it off as just another oddity of the tunnels. 30 minutes in, they found a large iron door. It stood at the end of a small alcove, wedged in place by rusting rime. "This isn't on any of the old maps we found," Marcus muttered, shining his light across the heavy metal. "I swear I've seen this in some Reddit thread," Erica said. She moved closer to the door and ran her fingers over this rough surface. Then it happened. The EMF reader in Marcus's hand spiked red, and a sudden burst of static eruption from the spirit box. Erica took a step back, startled. The group exchanged nervous glances. "Let's open it," James suggested, trying to keep the excitement in his voice. Marcus used a crowbar to pry it open, the screech of the metal against metal echoing unnervingly through the tunnel. The door creaked and groaned, revealing a dark chamber beyond. The air was colder inside, heavy with decay. The beam of their flashlight swept across the room, revealing scattered debris, broken crates, and bones. Erica knelt down and picked one up. These are human," she whispered. Her voice was cracking. James These are children's bones. Before anyone could react, a low scraping sound echoed from deeper within the chamber, coming from a side tunnel that they hadn't noticed before. The sound was unmistakable, like nails dragging against a stone. Slowly, rhythmically, it grew louder. What the hell? Marcus' voice broke the silence, but no one answered. The scraping grew closer, and then, from the darkness of the side tunnel, something moved. At first, it was only a silhouette, a twisted shape in the shadows. But as their light caught it, the figure became clear. Pale, thin and hunched. Its skin stretched unnaturally tight over its skeletal frame. Its movements were jerky, inhuman. The figure's hollow, black eye seems to listen in the beam of their flashlights. It crawled towards them on all fours, its long bony fingers scraping the ground as it moved. James grabbed Erica's hand, yanking her backwards, and the group bolted towards the entrance. The tunnel seemed to twist and stretch as they ran. The path had seemed so clear now, disorienting. The scraping never stopped, only getting closer. One by one they got separated. Marcus vanished, his screams echoing down the corridor. "James!" Erica shouted as they ran. The sound of her voice desperate. They stopped at the dead end, a wall of stone that they hadn't noticed there before. Their lights flickered wildly. Behind them, the scraping stopped. Silence. Then Erica screamed. James spun around just in time to see the thing emerge from the shadows, its pale, gaunt face inches from Erica's. Its mouth stretched open, revealing rows of sharp, broken teeth. It lunges. The footage from that night was found 2 days later by a local homeless man near the open manhole. He turned it over to the authorities, but nothing in the footage could explain what happened. The police found fragments of the group's gear scattered in the tunnels, but no trace of the 5 explorers. Their YouTube channel stopped posting. Their social media accounts went dark. Then, in September of 2022, a new post appeared on their once abandoned Reddit thread. It was a shaky video, dark and grainy, but in the background, you could hear it. The unmistakable sound of scraping. Authorities dismissed the video as a hoax, but those who knew the city's dark history whispered a different story. They said the tunnels beneath San Francisco were never truly abandoned. Something had been waiting down there for centuries, and now it's awake.